Good afternoon and welcome. Welcome to Fight CPS with your host, Bob Pace, this afternoon. This is one of 3 times a day that I'm on the show, 7 days a week. I've been doing this since October of 2023, every day. There was a time period in September and January and February that the latter part of the early part of February that I took time off, but I'm back here. I started again on February 28th, and I've been doing it continuously every day of these shows. Um, okay. Anyway, I was seeing messages that says some of them are problems there. I guess one particular show is okay. One of my shows is not working there. One of my connections. But that's a periodical problem I have with the application I'm using. But anyway, we're here to talk about the child protection system. It's a government entity that was started by an act of Congress in the 60s that mandated to social services to create a group of social workers to protect our children from neglect and abuse. We as a country have always been worried about our children and well-being. Now, we use children through the years, the last 400 years here in the U.S. when we have had children here. I've heard of some places where we tried to settle in the late 1500s. Anyway, children have been used a long time in labor. And labor was sometimes a problem because we'd work our children too hard and work them in terrible conditions. And over the years, over the 400 some years, there were some attempts to protect our children, but nothing was really done into the 60s. What's happened today, swinging to today, the agency that was enacted by Congress has changed. Now, I would say some of the CPS agency has gone bad. I'm not going to say all. By the way, my show is open to people from around the world. I have 30 countries that have come here and talked on my live stream and through text message or phone calling. And my latest one is Heather Stewart from Scotland. And she has a particular case she's concerned about, and I'm here to help her. Now, we've had some comments come in already this morning, which I'm so happy to see. Let me see here. No, not yet. I thought we had some, but no, we don't. Don't have anything yet. But hopefully I will have some comments. I have several people in the room. I've already got a thumbs up emoji. Thank you for that emoji. But I'm here to help you. 2 things, really. One thing is to help you with your comfort zone about how to deal with this agency, the agency, wherever the name is, but they deal with the child protection system. And the other thing is to give you a help to get an attorney that can help you solve this problem, because you're going to have an attorney with CPS. You cannot do it alone. And there are 3 types of attorneys you can use in CPS matters. There is the court-appointed attorney, which is what it says, or public defender, that by law it says anytime you're involved in a legal matter, attorney, and you can't afford one, attorney will be provided. Now, that attorney is usually paid by CPS and hired by CPS and works for CPS. So for them to defend you and help you, they're not necessary. It may be one that doesn't do a very good job. And you may have an agency that's corrupt. I've seen corruption at the agency level with the director of CPS. I've seen it with judges. I've seen it with CASA workers. These are court-appointed associates that are supposed to help out. I've seen it at all levels. I've seen very bad stories, and I don't want to say CPS is all that bad, but there's enough of them bad that'll make your life miserable, and that's who usually comes to my room. You guys are at rope's end, and you have encountered someone really bad, and you don't really do not know what to do. They come marching into your front door. You don't know about your rights, your men rights, that you can refuse entry. You refuse talking to them. You can refuse them taking your children. Somehow you surrender all that, and next thing you know, your child is taken away and being abused physically and neglected in what they call foster care system. The foster care system is supposed to be professional parents that want to help out families that don't have a mom or dad. You know, it's like, or has a mom and dad that don't take care of their children right, and temporarily they can be fixed, because studies have shown the perfect fit, the perfect person to raise a child are the biological parents. Studies have shown time and time again the best parents are the biological parents. So take care of your children. But there are bad foster cares, just like there's bad foster workers, and there's been bad policemen. I'm not saying all policemen are all foster cares. And I'm only basing this from talking to over 2,600 people in 30 countries and 50 states. I've talked to somebody in every state, including Alaska and Hawaii. I've talked to half a dozen Canadian provinces. I've talked to Great Britain, 3 countries there, England, Scotland, Wales. There's a lady in Leeds, England, that was so badly off, she was calling from the garage and bawling her heart out. It was sad. Then there's in Europe, and then in the Middle East. I've had a country in the Middle East, and the Middle East has a lot of problems going on. Then there's been India, Bangladesh, and then I've had Indonesia, and then New Zealand and Australia. Or Australia, then New Zealand. I guess they're pretty close there. But anyway, the majority of the people that call in are really people that know nothing about CPS, low income, which seems to follow what the problem is. I mean, I've heard of some stories. Parents are traveling from their home, which they have. They're tired and decide to take a nap in a shopping parking lot, and the police decide to write them up and take away their kids, and they accuse their kids of being dirty and whatnot. There's a lot of factors going there. Right away, the kids are taken away. And see, you're not supposed to let your children go. It has to be apparent reason that there's intimate harm going to come to the kids if they stay with the parents, or they have the parents take care of the kids. There got to be something that would be apparent, that would be damaging or hurtful to the kids. But anyway, you don't know what to do. It's evasion, and you're shocked. Most of you, your first experience with CPS is you're going through shock. I was, but it was going on me for a period of time. Several years after I lost my job, I kept getting reports of CPS that wanted to talk to me. They come to my home and they said someone's making allegations. Now, there are 2 kinds of reporters. There's your professional reporters and your lay reporters. Now, professional are people that, because of the job they have working with children, they have to report signs of neglect or abuse. And sometimes signs of neglect or abuse are hard to determine. Now, the social workers they're doing the investigation, and the professionals report it, get it right maybe 25% of the time. I'm only guessing. But 75% of the time, I'm sorry, 50% of the time, they're getting it right. These are professionals, and 50% of the time they're not. It's a 50-50 chance. It's almost a 50-50 chance that you get a good social worker. You don't know. And I know agencies that are bad. I know in Mark County, Orange County, it's bad from the director all the way down. They lie, they cheat, they steal the money. It's all about money. It's $1 trillion business. It isn't million or billions, trillions. Money is sent from the federal government with no check and balances. It's sent to the state. The state in turn will send it to the county. Every state has counties, and every county will have a CPS entity. Like in my county, it's called the Child Protection Services, Orange County, CPS. Next door in LA County is Department of Children and Family Services, DCFS, or DFC, yeah. And then, of course, in Prescott, Arizona, it's called the DCS, Department of Children's Services. In Kentucky, it's called the Cabinet. Well, whatever the name is, if it deals with protective of children, neglect, and abuse, then I call it the Child Protection System. Now, within the system are social workers that are supposed to do a fair and honest job, but they're not doing a fair and honest job. What is happening is that a typical scenario, I shouldn't say typical, but the ones that reported, these 2,600 people, is they knock on, first they hear the report and right away they believe it's true. They really don't do any preliminary, the bad ones don't do any preliminary investigation on the report. They assume when a guy calls in and says that the child are being beaten by a stick and they're right away, you're guilty. You see, CPS takes every allegations that you're guilty. And they get it from professional reporters who are supposed to know what they're doing. The other group that reports it are what's called the lay people. These are brothers, siblings, family, friends, the people up the street, acquaintances at the grocery store, the clerks. You know, these people are called lay people. And they report it, but they really, I bet if it gets right 25% of the time and 75% of the wrong time. And they also do one thing that they all do this, is when they want to retaliate against somebody, they'll make up the story. But they don't realize by making up the story will cause grief to that family. They'll cause grief to that family. And there's a lot of people that'll lie and it hurts. It hurts. And of course, I'm seeing all the badness. I've only had one social worker call in and said what she was doing in her background and or like that. I've had 3 or 4 foster care. Now, I met one good foster care parent from Montana, but most of them are the same thing. They abuse children, they neglect children in their care. And children do come out with broken bones and hurt from CPS's having them in custody. It isn't a perfect world, but CPS has really grown out of hand. They've become really, really troublesome. They really have. And they can't be trusted. They embezzle money. They make up stories. And right away, when they hear an allegation, they believe it's true, and they go ahead and take your children, search your home. Now, I've developed some rules that you can go by that will help you. They'll go by and help you. And I've helped people because not only do you need to follow these rules, you need to hire an attorney. You need to get an attorney. And a court-appointed attorney is going to do good for you. You know, the next thing you got is a pro bono attorney. Now, pro bono means that you're going to do that with the attorney that doesn't charge money. Now, you can do it, I guess, 4 ways to defend your case. 1 by yourself, 2 with a court-appointed attorney, 3 with a pro bono attorney, or 4 with a paid attorney. Those are the 4 ones that you can do. Now, what I like to tell you, the best attorney is the paid one. Why? Because you control them. You hired them. Now, you need to find an attorney that is not too busy, but you need to find an attorney that also has the expertise in dependency law, family law, and juvenile law. Those are the 3 areas of law that you can be involved with. CPS is a dependency court matter. Dependency takes precedence over it. Now, there's family issues and juvenile issues that are part of the law. And I have an attorney that meets the criteria, one of the best attorneys around. He has 40 years of experience of getting children back, and he will do it. He knows how to work the system. All you have to hear about the case he recently completed here, David Halago, who was a person that came to this room, asked some questions. I put him in touch with Mr. Davis, and he hired Mr. Davis, and then Mr. Davis just won his case and he's getting his daughter back. He had been wrongly accused of improper behavior with his daughter. He's not married. I don't know if his wife died or whatever happened, but he has no wife. He also has a son. He's trying to raise his children. And this happened in Santa Barbara County. He's from San Mateo, but Santa Barbara County would cover San Mateo. But he's recently on my show and he really talked about it. Now we have somebody that's been in here before. I recognize the name, Robin Holt. Robin Holt. Now, hopefully Robin tells me where they're from because I forget a lot of times. Robin Holt says her sister used the death of my partner and father of my son against me. Oh, this sounds terrible, Robin. I'm going to digest this slowly. I'm glad we have comments. By the way, please make comments or questions, but give me your one name. I'll have this as a first name, and then where you're located, what city and state, or what city and country you're from. So Robin says her sister used the death of my partner and father of my son against me, saying I couldn't handle any grief with my mental health. Hold on a second here. I'm trying to. Mental health issues, when she found out there was a bunch of money and who had the minor child had the money. Oh, brother, this is getting worse now. They're always interested in money. There's always interest in money. I'm going to put that on the stage so you guys can see it. Robin further said, put my son in danger by leaving her with him because she failed the drug test, and so did my son. You haven't seen him 11 months. And their CPS system is called DSS, Department of Social Services. Anyway, I stick to CPS, which stands for the Child Protection System. Everybody knows that one. But apparently where she's at, they will allow her to see. I don't know why they won't. You need to tell me more, Robin. Okay, Robin is from South Carolina, where it happens. So this is from South Carolina. Welcome, Robin. I thought you'd been on before. Hello, Lisa. Yep. Robin, that sounds horrible. Lisa Bartley is a mother in Montana who's trying to have visitations with her youngest son, and she has had a miserable time trying to do so. Hello, Kirsten. Kirsten is on the phone there. Okay, I was looking at my notes down there. Okay. So Lisa says Robin's story sounds horrible. Kirsten, Martinez, you've been in here before. I know you're Kirsten, and you're from San Antonio, Texas. You were here with me a couple days ago, and you had a horrible story too. Robin said, "Oh no, that's just." You said, "Oh no, that's just the tip of it. It gets worse from there. Too much, too long to text." Well, hopefully, when I get my phone operational, well, my phone is operational, but I can only do two devices. When I get my computer operational, I can have a phone call in and you can call in. Okay. Now, Kirsten from San Antonio, Texas says something has threatened. He says something has threatened to throw my son out of moving vehicle. I don't know who that is, but that's dangerous. This guy was accusing him of not being ours, his mine. Call me a cheater. Okay, I know that there's probably some emotional things. Kirsten, is that the father of the child? Or is that a boyfriend you had that became an ex-boyfriend or a lover or something like that? I don't know what you mean. You said cheater there and threatened to throw your son out of a moving vehicle. That's horrible. You got him back, but you had to move to Missouri. That's Robin. So we're different from Kirsten and Robin. So Robin had a case. Okay. Again, I was reading my notes there. I'm sorry on that. But Robin got her child back, but she had to move to Missouri. Now, Kirsten said, my mother in law has served me with private adoption papers 2 days before my birthday. Now, 2026. My husband is filing for child support of support my babies. I want to come home. I know it's my daughter, doesn't even know her true identity. Oh, this is complicated. I need to know more information, Kirsten. Kirsten further said, my sister-in-law most likely perjuries since she works for Department of Family Protection Services. That's CPS for here. My tax is missing 5 years. I don't know what tax got to do with the Child Protection Service, but yes, okay. Kirsten says yes. Father of my two eldest. Okay. So let me try to read this and digest as best I can. Oh, Robin, I hope you do get on. You can get on, by the way. It's just you can't call in at the moment. You can get on live and talk like I'm talking. All you have to do is send me a text or an email. Now, my phone number and email are up on the screen. Hello, Jennifer Royston. I will help you. I need to know where you're from. I need to know where you're from. Okay, I gotta go back to stage. I was reading my messages here. I want to help you. I know how hard it is and very frustrating it must be. It must be really bad. Jennifer, where are you from? What part of the world are you from? By the way, I have talked to over 30 countries and 50 states, so I have a lot of people that have come on the show, close to 2,600 people. 2,600 people have either said a name or something there. I don't know how many people in the room, but more than 2,600. And again, thanks for the emojis. I got hearts and thumbs up, 4 of them. Thank you very much. I got 4 people in the room. But anyway, Jennifer Ralston, wherever you're from, I don't know where you're at. I would like to try to do that. Kirsten, Dorothy, I think I forgot where you're from. Let me see if you put it in there. Robin, I think is from Missouri. Okay. Okay, you can send me an email. Now, my phone number for texting is 626-698-0990. I can't go voice because I need my computer. I just found out late Sunday night that the part they're trying to order, they can't get it. They told me they go to a third party or go to other place and reimburse me for it. I've located the part, but I think it comes from China. It says 9 days and it's $199. Pretty expensive part, I say. But my computer won't work without it. But please text me what you'd like me to help you with or what to do. If it's during my show, I'll answer your questions. If it's after my show, I cannot. I can only talk during my show. Now, as far as being a guest on my show, I hope you do follow up on that. I can take 9 of you, with me makes 10. So I have a lot of people still on here. Okay. Now, Kirsten's saying some more. I know you're crying, Kirsten. I know how you feel. Dorothy, Robin Holt is going to send me an email. Kirsten says, I've been told to leave Texas, but I'm not leaving without my babies. So that's good. Stay for your babies, but hopefully a solution can work out. Do you have an attorney, Kirsten? Do you have an attorney? You just sent me a text message, Robin. Well, let me go check. Kirsten on so did I. So both of you sent me text messages. Now when I leave to go check my text messages, I only have one device. StreamYard will stop the work there. But let me see what you sent here. All right, I'm back again. I had to go and check for my emails and check my text messages. So far, I've heard from Heather Stewart from Scotland. I haven't heard from you, Kirsten, Dorothy. Um, Robin Holt, I have. But I've not seen a text message from you, Kirsten. Um, Robert Holt wants to know if there's anything that can be done about Department of Social Services, which I call CPS, the Child Protection System. Put my son in danger when I even sign paper. He's not supposed to stay with my sister, but goes my sister left him anyway. Okay, let me explain to you something here. If you don't have an attorney, you're at their mercy. And if it's a bad CPS system, they're going to kill you. And what I mean by that is it's like Alice in Wonderland. You fell in the rabbit hole, you met the Chester cat, and now you've been sent to room to room to room where it gets more and more confusing. More and more confusing. You need an attorney, number one. Number two, you don't want to talk to social workers unless the attorney's there and tells you you can. You follow every advice the attorney says. Now, we talked about attorneys, and there is the court appointed or public defender attorney. They're the paid attorneys, and they're then the social attorneys. But anyway, I'm sitting here trying to help you out. You will not leave your babies. I know that, Robin. You'll not leave your babies. You'll not leave your babies. And so I want you to have your children, but as I say, I got to help you get an attorney. Now, I've been talking about an attorney for the past 35 minutes. You know, fighting CPS is like open heart surgery. Would you try to do the surgery yourself or have a plumber or someone that's not qualified to do it? No. If you're serious about getting your family back together, you're going to hire an attorney. There's lots of ways you can finance it. I know it's hard, especially if you're homeless and down and out in between jobs. But I know you can do it. I know you can get an attorney. It's just how to find the right one that fits your budget. Everybody has a budget. And one thing I tell people is that you need to have a way of paying for legal when it comes up. That's either through savings or a loan or something called legal insurance. A lot of people forget to look for that. Now, I'm not talking about Zoom, which deals with how they give you a like a simple thing like a trust or a will or something there. LegalZoom will not represent you in court with a legal matter. You need a real attorney. That's why there's legal insurance you pay for, but it's pretty expensive. Now, I don't think it's that expensive as medical, but it is expensive. It's expensive. I've heard of quotes of $1,200 a year or $500 a month. No, that's not right. See, if it's $1,200 a year, it'd be, I think, $100 a month. Yeah, $100 a month. That. Again, through the insurance. Everybody pays for insurance. Let's say they pay $1,200 a year. Well, if everybody does that times 10 people, you got a lot of money. So that's how insurance works. Also, I think they have investment insurance companies. They have dividends and stuff. Lots of ways to make money. But you should be thinking about insurance because you may have a DUI or you may have something other legal matter that you need to take care of. When you have the legal matter at hand, you don't have time to get legal insurance. They won't issue legal insurance. It has before the incident. Most insurances are paid when before the incident. That's why you have homeowners insurance or car insurance, workman's comp insurance. Lots of things you have in the beginning of the earth. Now, Robin says, my recently departed partner, I guess she did a divorce. Let me go back to Robin. I'm sorry, I missed one at 137. It says, my sister helped my ex-husband take my first two from me years ago. Well, that's a horrible sister. My favorite partner and I, $100,000 by the end of the attorney said, let them go. So I guess you got a new partner. We just don't have no money. We can't fight anymore. I know the feeling. Believe me. I've spent millions of dollars. I don't have any more money. I am financially bankrupt. Because what they did, CPS did to me, not only did they take they fought and lied everything, they took away our daughter by having her divorce their parents at their insistence. They coached and took my daughter's gullible ways and had her end up being divorced from mom and dad. And that was a bad thing to happen. That was a real bad thing to happen. So that's terrible. Your sister helped your ex-husband. And I know you have to. Your recently departed partner. Okay, so you're not with your second man. Your first husband's gone. He divorced you, and now he took 100. But you said your partner left. I'm confused. How many partners did you have, or how many husbands? I don't understand. I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to understand. I know you're frustrated because you're trying to type it and it's very emotional, distraught. Um, it was a button. See, I don't know if you press the button to talk to me, Vonage is going to want to pick up the call. And I need a separate device. So I cannot have people push buttons and contact me from the inside. You can have an email that you get me that will get you, and you can be a part of a show. But anyway, I'm trying to answer these questions, and it's got me so. Supposing Robin has two partners and a husband, and your last partner is still with you. I don't know if the second partner left too, but somehow you've spent over $100,000 with this, and you can't spend any more. My partner recently died. We were never married. We were together for 22 years. I met after I divorced my husband. Oh, okay, that makes sense. I wish I heard that in the beginning. All right, Robin. You divorced your first husband, and then you had a partner. You guys got married, and then he's now died. Okay. So if that's the case, now I got to figure out what's. So my sister helped my ex-husband. Okay, that was your partner. Take my first two from me years ago. My favorite partner and I, that means you, spent $100,000, and by the end of the attorney. So, my sister helped my ex-husband take my first two from me years ago. My favorite partner who just recently died, and I have spent 100,000. And by the end, and the attorney said, "Let them go. We just don't have more money. We can't do the fight." I understand that, Robin. I'm trying to help you. That's a long time. Yeah, Robin, it is being a guest. You send me either a text to my number, 626-698-0990, with your name, first and last, your location, city and state, or country if you're outside the United States, and your phone number and email. Or you can do that by an email to me too. It's bobp@vincentwdays.com. bobp@vincentwdays.com. So you got two emails right. Okay. Um, okay. Again, how to get to be live. You got it, Robin? You send me a text message or an email with your first and last name, your location, city, and state. And then you list your phone number and your email. And it should be in the body of the letter that I can copy and paste. That's why I ask you to do all that to make my life easier. And so with that information, you send it in, and then I'll look at it, see if you qualify, and then I'll tell Grace, go ahead and put this person on live screen. Okay, now hopefully Robin is back. Right now, I hope Robin is back. Now we got 15 more minutes of the show. I've read through all my notes and how I have to do the request. Okay, so Robin should be back. Kirsten, are you still around? Kirsten, are you still around there? Kirsten, Dorothy, I not receive anything. I can go check, but I need to help you, Kirsten. I don't want you to give up. And Jennifer Rayston, I'd like to know more about you. I'd like to know where you're at and what your case is about. A little bit more information would help me help you. Now remember, y'all, to text me a message or to write a message to me here. Also, it shows on the screen. All I ask is give your first and last name and then your location, the city, the state, or if you're from another country, and then your email and your phone numbers. Four things. And then I'll get you set up so you can be on our show and be able to talk among ourselves. Now, before I forget, if you want to get a real good attorney, someone with 40 years of experience of fighting CPS, it's Vincent W. Davis. I've used him with my CPS case, and he's helped me. He's helped me. And he is an excellent attorney. He has over 40 years of fighting CPS. He's trained and educated in dependency law, family law, and juvenile law. See expertise. He's also a criminal attorney. He can do trials. He's also a civil rights attorney. He can do lawsuits against the entity. He's done numerous lawsuits and got back millions of dollars from cases. He has a really good track record. So what you're going to do is you're going to first use the internet to locate these people. One of my rules is you spend some time on the internet. My rule number 4. And it's very important you have the format to search. Now, you can use Google Chrome or you can use Google Browser or a bunch of them, but there's ChatGPT that's new. There's Duck and Go. There's all kinds of okay, I'm checking the. All right, I don't know if Robin's back or not. I don't know if Robin's back or Kirsten's in there. Let me check. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. To my room there, and I checked all my text messages. I don't see anything from Robin. No, I see from Robin, but I don't see anything from Kirsten. I don't see anything from Kirsten, Dorothy, Kirsten Martinez. I do not see anything. But I'm glad you guys are calling in and putting questions for me to answer. It's important that I help you. And the way that I'm going to help you is you ask me a question or make a comment, and then I'll try to respond with an answer. I'm also trying to educate you on the importance of getting an attorney. You cannot operate on your heart by yourself, and you can't have someone else that's not properly trained, licensed, or mentored enough to work on getting the attorney removed. So you got to figure another way to work on this. And okay, let me see here. What else we got here? I haven't heard from Robin, so we're still waiting from there. We still have a room that's not working too well. Now we have about 10 minutes left. There's a short video at the end. I want to show it to you. Now, I was talking about getting an attorney. And the best attorney to get is one that's trained and licensed to do the work that has done it. So when you call around, I've told you about one attorney. His name is Vincent W. Davis. And he says somebody you should call. Now, when you call into the office, 888-888-6582, tell them that Bob Pace sent you. And then when you talk to Mr. Davis, tell them that Bob Pace sent you. Tell them that Bob Pace sent you. Ugh. Now, with this internet, rule number 4, it's so important that you ask the right format for the words. You start off with the city and state or the city and country. Then you put the letter CPS, big bold letter CPS. Then you leave it alone, and when you pull it back up, there'll be all kinds of stuff about CPS. Then you got to find things further along on it. Also, it can be affecting you too. We have still nobody. Well, I think they're around there. They're behind the scenes. I know there's people in the room, but we have no one that's prepared that wants to talk. That's what my problem is. I'm trying to do. So I'd like to have someone talk. And so far, we've lost Robin Holt. She's one that I'm trying to get her to send me stuff in there. She had an ex-husband who took her two kids, and then her favorite partner died, and another departed partner. Well, okay, I'm back again. I've checked my emails, checked my other things, and so far I see no more further things. All right, we're talking about hiring an attorney. You call them. You looked them up. I already told you rule number 5 how to look them up. After CPS, you put the kind of attorney you're looking for. You want to put in dependency law, family law, and juvenile law attorney. And ahead of that, you may want to put pro bono to see what pro bonos are talked about. And you want to search around where you live or where this incident was because you may have to go there. Boy, this is frustrating. I don't know anybody talking more in the room. Okay, so you look for 5 of these people. Now, I've given you one, Vincent Davis. His rate, by the way, is retainer, and he works out of LA County, is $5,000. His hourly rate is $5.50 an hour, but it can vary because of the complexity of the case, how long the case is left to finish, and where it's located. Because it does cost money for airfare and ground transportation, food and accommodations. Those are all important things for a human being to sustain yourself. Ah, great. We got someone that's going to post a comment. It'd be a comment or a question. All I ask is your first name and your location. Say your state, and if you're from outside the United States, your country. And I want to help you. I want to help you. I want to help you. Now, Robin, do you have any further things to tell me about that you have a question on? Robin Holt's here. I still don't know where she's from. I'm just trying to find out where she told me. Then there's Kirsten Dorothy. It's on. And I've heard from you, but again, oh, she's from Texas. That's right. She's from Texas. Okay. All right. I'm looking for all those emails and stories you guys are going to send me. Jennifer Rayston, I only heard one so far. I want to help you. But I don't know where you're from. So anyway, you found at least 5 of these attorneys with that background, and it's very important that you call all 5 and ask them 2 simple questions. Now, with Mr. Davis, you don't need to call him. I've already given you what you can do, but his number is 888-888-6582. When you call the law offices, tell them that Bob Pace sent you, and when you speak to Mr. Davis, say that Bob Pace sent you. Now, when you call these other 4, the questions you need to ask are 2 tough questions. First of all, are you trained and educated and licensed in dependency law, family law, and juvenile law, and have won cases against CPS? 2, they answer yes to that first question, they have to answer yes to the second question. And the second question is, have you ever, when the case is over, sued CPS and won? That's what you need. You need that kind of an attorney. So hopefully that weed through all the database in the country and come with the right one. Okay, I'm waiting for, okay, here we go. Well, shoot. It's frustrating because right now I have people in the room but no comments. I have people in the room but no comments, and I've lost some people. I tell you what, it's a hot day today in California. That's where our broadcast is from, Surf City, USA. And again, you can see my live streams. I have them repeated every day. They're on Facebook Reels too. But there's going to be a video after I sign off that I want you to see. It's a beautiful video. It'll set your tone and your spirits. But I want to thank all of you that have come on today. I want to thank, you see the Pacific people, Robin Holt, and from South Carolina. And then there is Lisa Bartley from Montana. I'm glad to see her here. I know she's going through some extremely problems there. And Kirsten Dorothy, I've yet to receive emails or texts from you, Kirsten. And she's from San Antonio, Texas. And so I think that's all the people, right? Oh, someone named Jennifer Roston. I don't know where you're from. Kirsten is from El Paso, Texas. Robert Holtz from South Carolina. And Kirsten, I don't want you to leave. No one leaves her children. You have to come here. You may have to come here 3 times a day, but I will help you. I will help you. And I know you're trying to get help, and it's very hard and very frustrated. So I hope you continue to watch my show. I'll be on again at 6 o'clock tonight, then again tomorrow morning at 8, and tomorrow afternoon at 1. So 3 times a day I'm on. And all I ask is you give me your name and either a question or comment, I'll help you with that answer. So enjoy the video. Have a beautiful day. God bless you all. And don't give up. Come back here and I will help you. Take care. This is Bob Pace signing off.
A vivid picture is encrypted in your mind as the critics get in line like they're witnessing a crime. But then you notice there's a shiver in your spine from the feelings of discontentment and bitterness combined. Heartbroken when you listen to the judges, another kid's innocence corrupted. And if you go against then it's destructive. Consider this predicament the toughest, but we believe in a system fit for justice. Child Protective Services only pretends to save it. The one solution for this is worthy of instant praises. 30 years of experience with relentless cases. Allow me to introduce them. This is Vincent Davis defending you when they don't think a mother fits the role. Is it juvenile dependency or government control? Observe the pain in their eyes. It's time for us to realize we are the last one.